Welcome, welcome. Welcome to the Inner Flame podcast. And we're going to be looking at the week of, because I have to look at my calendar, the 6th through the 12th. So the second week of April. I pulled these cards, and this feels like a pretty beautiful week. But last week really felt like there was a lot going on with like tension in the body, or maybe even like tension in our lives. And I feel like, so much of it was like, how do we kind of break from the tension to tap into what we really want to do, our creative side, and to really disconnect from tech in a way, or just becoming aware of like how much we need it. But there was really a lot of other deeper things for that specific part of it. Circadian rhythm, coming back to our own cycles as a human, really being clear of our electrical current in our body. Okay, so moving into this week, it feels like all the tension that we were feeling from the first week is maybe going to kind of land this week, okay? And speaking of, I feel like my friend has been talking about this for a long time. We need to be hydrated more than we have been, and I'm feeling that. So, at the beginning of this week, we're really looking at the surrendering to the sweetness of life. Now, what's interesting is this is going to be, it seems like maybe reflected or focused upon our expression, like how we express ourselves. But there also feels like there's going to be this undercurrent of judgment. And what I'm really getting here too is like this Medusa vibe, because like Medusa is the guide, the goddess who really can help us speak our truth and embrace the heretic side of ourselves. And sometimes our expression of like who we want to be and finding the sweetness of life is embracing our heretic. And if we don't embrace our heretic, then we're really meeting ourselves with judgment. Oh, I can't do that. They're going to think I'm crazy. I can't, like, our levels of sweetness of life are going to be very different, right? Like, we are all different people. So the things that like light us up and feel creative and juicy are going to be very different. And so that's really embracing that heretic energy. This is really Venus energy. It is pleasure. It is joy. So not only is it pleasure and joy in the body through expression, but like joy, pleasure, making love to life through all the experiences that we have, right? Through money, how we experience relationships, right? So remember, there's going to be always like the focal, but then energy is through everything. So there's going to be like a highlight, but you're going to see it weaving through everything else as well. So then to the middle of the week, it seems like there's going to be a highlight for healing. And this is at like a cellular level. So this is physical and emotional healing. And I do want to say, this is like really coming up for me a lot because of the work that I'm really starting to do. And I've been doing this work, but I am taking the journey of becoming certified in this work. And I feel like this week we might notice more pain in the body if we are not really tapping into our emotions and like what's going on, because this is saying to us, look through the situation, right? So there's going to be a lot of like cellular healing, things that might come up that you're like, I thought I got over this. I thought I let this go. Or I have no idea why I'm feeling this. I don't know why I'm crying right now. I don't know what's making me angry right now. This isn't just about what happened throughout your day. This is literally your cells up leveling and maybe releasing things. And so this is reminding you to like look through the situation. It doesn't have to be figured out, but like remember that something unseen is going on here, right? And it's not just going to be like, I had such a beautiful day today, but like I can't stop crying. And then you're like focused on trying to figure out what is wrong with me. That always comes out. What is wrong with me? Nothing. You're healing. You're letting something go that needs to like, your cup is over pouring right now and it's trying to discharge energy, right? And this is also, again, really reminding us to be mindful of the emotions that are coming up, right? Like just kind of step in and go like, is there a message here? And sometimes you might get a message and sometimes you might just get, I just need to let this out. I feel like the body also, like the physical pain aspect or the emotional, will be for some people a clear sign of acknowledgement. And this is going to be really interesting because some people, I think it's just going to be like, I'm just trying to process whatever's coming up. But I think for other people, this is going to feel like, I feel like I'm crying for no reason, but there's actually the message more deeply in here. And this is, I'm not supposed to be doing what I'm doing right now. I'm being called to do something else, okay? I think there's going to be lots of clarity moments during this week if you allow it. But the key is to like slow down. The other thing towards the end of the week, this is like really reminding us that we are meant to be in this world. I think so many of us can disassociate. I mean, I know that was my story. It's like I think we came to the wrong planet, but you actually didn't, right? You're here learning how to be human, and you're also in this world, but you need to remind yourself you're not of it, right? Like you are the creator of your own reality. You have this whole prism around you that you're like not even fully aware of, right? And that is what the journey is. The new paradigm of what we're going into is like really this total different energy blueprint than we have probably ever seen. And it's really reminding us to be patient with ourselves, to understand that our bodies are changing. Like we're going from a very dense body to a more crystalline body. Things are going to be changing and things are going to feel hard in the body. I think this might be one of those weeks where it's like, there's so much joy to actually find here, but it also could be very dense, feel dense in the body while we move through these things. And the biggest thing here is like, I feel like it's saying, you know, the energy is like, how can we come back to our joy? And I think many of us are very disconnected from that. What does that look like? How do I even find my joy? I don't even know what makes me happy. I don't know what lights me up, right? There's like this whole process that we have to go through to even like witness that, see that. But this is like reminding us to be patient with that. Like you are up leveling to a point where your body can receive these new types of energies, which are more joy-based, right? That frequency. So I feel like, again, this is saying, be patient with this journey, but also be mindful of where you can find your joy, because the earth looks right now like we are a gangsta planet. You know what I'm saying? Like this shit is rough. You know, it doesn't look like, I mean, some people are like, I don't know how you could say that things are going to get better when they just look like they're getting worse. This again is like being very patient with what is being shown to you, to remember that you are learning to be human in this world, but not of it. And what does that mean? That means that we create our reality. So until more and more and more and more and more of us are willing to look within ourselves and embrace ourselves and really live from a place of joy, we're not going to get the full visualization of our reality equaling that until more and more and more people do that. So towards the end of the week, this might feel like be patient with your journey. Show compassion for yourself. Show, especially because there's a lot coming up here. Like, it's really beautiful because I see like so many of these beautiful energies, and then it's like these really what could be considered more dense, like, where am I judging my expression? Where am I not really letting myself be fully myself so that I can embrace the life, making love to life, the sweetness, the joy of life? Understanding that I'm going to be letting go a lot. I'm going through a cellular change. That's not just you, that's all of us, right? So being able to look through the situation, I feel like some people might have some of these physical sensations, and it might trigger panic. Like, oh my God, what's wrong now? What could this possibly be? And this is saying, look through the situation, that your emotions, you're holding. I was just going to talk about this actually the other day, where, your emotions are not just like, it's not just something that is shown on your face. Like, your muscles hold your emotions, your muscles hold memory. So you could have these memories even purifying, right? Literally purifying, and you're going to feel that on a physical level. Are you going to let it pass, or are you going to panic? And I mean, I'm not speaking from a place of perfection, because there are times where it's like, oh my God, what is this? And then once I tap in, I'm like, okay, this is what's going on. Okay, so it feels like this is such a beautiful week for deep clearing in so many ways. Where am I not allowing myself to fully express? Knowing that there might be some bumps with the physical body, or clearing energy, and like really being compassionate towards what you need. This feels also like very Medusa, because Medusa is like, hey, bitch, claim that heretic energy, okay? Like, claim it. But she's also soft in a way where it's like, how can you voice what you really need? And I feel like that one I'm feeling very much, because I really need alone time to process myself, my channelings, my own emotions. And sometimes it's really hard for me to say to my husband, I need a couple hours by myself. Like, I'm going to either go for a walk, or I'm going to go take myself out for coffee and just journal in my book. Like, I just don't want anybody trying to have a conversation with me. So this might be one of those moments, again, where you like really voice, what you need. Also using expression, right? Using your voice to express what you need. And then being able to find joy. I feel like this is such a big one. This is going to be so big for the collective, joy, and really being patient with this, because I think that is something that we are so not used to, that type of energy. So this is the energies for the upcoming week, and I will leave reflections in my Substack, and I think I'm going to probably, I do these, and then more and more and more lands, as the week progresses. So I think it's going to be a beautiful week. This coming week there's this level, or I guess I want to say level, this level of energy that's asking you to be soft with yourself. It's not feeling like it's a go hard energy in a way. That doesn't mean that there's not like big energy at play here. Like, there's momentum still moving in the background. But again, I feel like this is like our anchoring energy, because if we don't take the time, right, we're just going to like drown, right? We just get sucked up in everything else. So, yeah, I hope you have a wonderful week. I'd love to hear in the comments what you're feeling. Even if you were feeling last week's energy, what has come up for you? Do you have any questions? Like, let me know. I would love to hear.